What if your enduring strength and resilience wasn't in how loud you speak, but in how silently you lead? Could the rules you live by become the legacy you leave behind? Before she's admired, an extraordinary and insightful woman is misunderstood because she plays by a different set of principles. Let's unveil the 7 silent yet powerful rules that smart women follow to thrive, lead, and inspire in today's complex world. An extraordinary and insightful woman deeply understands that life is not about chance, but about choice. She recognizes that her actions today shape the outcomes of tomorrow. She carries a deep sense of life, purpose, and inner drive, a commitment to excellence, and acquire unshakable confidence and grace that radiates from within. She doesn't simply react to life's circumstances. She creates a life by design. First, an extraordinary and insightful woman knows the value of intentional personal growth and maturity. She invests in herself, not because the world expects her to, but because she deeply understands her own worth. Knowledge, character, and discipline are her companions. She knows that intentional personal growth and maturity isn't an event, it's a journey, and every step forward is a victory. She respects herself and ensures that others respect her too. She has learned the power of saying no to anything that diminishes her value. She walks away from what doesn't serve her life purpose and inner drive, not because she's cold or unkind, but because she knows her peace is worth more than fleeting approval. An extraordinary and insightful woman is emotionally intelligent. She knows how to express herself without apology, but with wisdom and grace. She listens not just to words, but to the heart behind them. Her ability to navigate emotions makes her a builder of relationships that are not just shallow, but deep and enduring. Her long-term vision and spiritual clarity is clear. While others may be swayed by the winds of distraction, she keeps her eyes on the horizon. Every decision she makes today is tied to the future. She in long-term vision and spiritual clarities, whether it's in her career, her family, or her life purpose and inner drive. She plants seeds that will bear fruit tomorrow. She surrounds herself with people who uplift her. An extraordinary and insightful woman knows that you become like the company you keep. She isn't afraid to step away from toxic relationships because she deeply understands that real power comes from unity with those who share her core values and life principles and support her dreams. Her wisdom is evident in her financial decisions. She plans ahead, lives within her means, and deeply understands that resources are tools to create a better future. She doesn't chase after wealth for the sake of status, but uses it to create stability and freedom. Above all, she takes care of herself. She knows that her health is her wealth. She deeply understands that she cannot pour into others if her own cup is empty. Her physical, mental, and emotional well-being are her priority not out of vanity, but because she knows she is entrusted with the gift of life. She is adaptable. Life will not always go as planned, but an extraordinary and insightful woman doesn't resist change. She flows with it. She learns, grows, and evolves. What seems like a setback to others becomes an opportunity for her. She has mastered the art of pivoting and progressing. Her integrity is her foundation. She doesn't cut corners or compromise her core values and life principles, no matter how tempting the reward. She knows that trust is not easily earned, but can be lost in a moment. She lives in such a way that her words and actions are consistent, inspiring unshakable confidence and grace in everyone she meets. Finally, a smart, hard woman is decisive. She makes choices with wisdom and courage, understanding that life rewards action, not hesitation. She weighs her options but doesn't linger in fear. She knows that even if a decision turns out differently than expected, it is better to learn and grow than to remain stuck in uncertainty. This is what sets her apart. She is not just smart because of what she knows, but because of how she applies that knowledge. She lives with life purpose and inner drive, walks with grace, and leads with enduring strength and resilience. And through her example, she doesn't just improve her life, she inspires others to do the same. A woman who prioritizes personal growth and maturity, deeply understands that life is a journey of continuous improvement. She recognizes that who she is today is a foundation for who she will become tomorrow. Intentional personal growth and maturity is not something she leads to chance. It is an intentional pursuit. She seeks knowledge not just for the sake of acquiring information, but because she knows that wisdom is the key to unlocking her potential. Whether it's through formal education, personal study, or learning from the experiences of others, she is committed to expanding her mind and her horizons. She also invests in her character, recognizing that true intentional personal growth and maturity is not only about what she achieves, but about who she becomes in the process. Integrity, patience, discipline. These are not qualities she takes lightly. She deeply understands that character is built in the quiet moments of decision-making, in the choices no one else sees. Her intentional personal growth and maturity is evident in how she handles challenges, how she treats others, and how she remains steadfast in her principles. A woman focused on intentional personal growth and maturity doesn't shy away from discomfort. She knows that stepping out of her comfort zone is where real transformation happens. She welcomes challenges because she deeply understands they are opportunities, in disguise teaching her resilience, adaptability, and resourcefulness. She doesn't fear failure because she views it as feedback, a chance to refine her approach and try, began with greater wisdom. Her intentional personal growth and maturity is not just about external achievements, it's also deeply personal. She cultivates emotional maturity, learning to manage her reactions and respond to life situations with wisdom. And grace, she seeks to understand herself better, reflecting on her experiences and using them as a guide for making better decisions in the future. This self-awareness empowers her to align her life. His adaptable life will not always go as planned, but an extraordinary and insightful woman doesn't resist change. She flows with it. She learns, grows, and evolves. What seems like a setback to others becomes an opportunity for her. She has mastered the art of pivoting and progressing. Her integrity is her foundation. She doesn't cut corners or compromise her core values and life principles, no matter how tempting the reward. She knows that trust is not easily earned, but can be lost in a moment. She lives in such a way that her words and actions are consistent, inspiring unshakable confidence and grace in everyone she meets. Finally, a smart, hard woman is decisive. She makes choices with wisdom and courage, understanding that life rewards action, not hesitation. She weighs her options but doesn't linger in fear. She knows that even if a decision turns out differently than expected, it is better to learn and grow than to remain stuck in uncertainty. This is what sets her apart. She is not just smart because of what she knows, but because of how she applies that knowledge. She lives with life purpose and inner drive, walks with grace, and leads with enduring strength and resilience. And through her example, she doesn't just improve her life, she inspires others to do the same. A woman who prioritizes personal growth and maturity deeply understands that life is a journey of continuous improvement. She recognizes that who she is today is a foundation for who she will become tomorrow. Intentional personal growth and maturity is not something she leads to chance. It is an intentional pursuit. She seeks knowledge not just for the sake of acquiring information, but because she knows that wisdom is the key to unlocking her potential. Whether it's through formal education, personal study, or learning from the experiences of others, she is committed to expanding her mind and her horizons. She also invests in her character, recognizing that true intentional personal growth and maturity is not only about what she achieves, but about who she becomes in the process. Integrity, patience, discipline. These are not qualities she takes lightly. She deeply understands that character is built in the quiet moments of decision-making, in the choices no one else sees. Her intentional personal growth and maturity is evident in how she handles challenges, how she treats others, and how she remains steadfast in her principles. A woman focused on intentional personal growth and maturity doesn't shy away from discomfort. She knows that stepping out of her comfort zone is where real transformation happens. She welcomes challenges because she deeply understands they are opportunities, in disguise teaching her resilience, adaptability, and resourcefulness. She doesn't fear failure because she views it as feedback, a chance to refine her approach and try, began with greater wisdom. Her intentional personal growth and maturity is not just about external achievements, it's also deeply personal. She cultivates emotional maturity, learning to manage her reactions and respond to life situations with wisdom. And grace, she seeks to understand herself better, reflecting on her experiences and using them as a guide for making better decisions in the future. This self-awareness empowers her to align her life with her core values and life principles, ensuring that her actions and choices are life purpose and inner drive-full and authentic. She is intentional about her relationships, surrounding herself with people who inspire and challenge her to be better. She knows that the company she keeps can either propel or forward, or hold her back. So she chooses wisely by learning from mentors, collaborating with peers, and encouraging others. She creates an environment where intentional personal growth and maturity is not only possible but inevitable. A woman who prioritizes intentional personal growth and maturity deeply understands that this is not a one-time effort, but a lifelong commitment. She doesn't rush the process because she knows that meaningful intentional personal growth and maturity takes time. Instead, she focuses on making steady, deliberate progress, celebrating small victories along the way for her intentional personal growth. And maturity is not just about reaching a destination, it's about becoming the best version of herself every day. A woman whose core values and life principles, self-respect, carries herself with dignity and unshakable confidence and grace. She deeply understands that her worth is not determined by the opinions of others, but by the value she places on herself. This understanding shapes how she approaches every area of her life. She knows that respecting herself means setting standards, not out of pride or arrogance, but from a deep awareness of her intrinsic value. She protects her boundaries with care, recognizing that not every situation, person, or opportunity deserves access to her energy or attention. This isn't about exclusion, it's about discernment. She says no to things that compromise her peace, integrity, or intentional personal growth and maturity, because she knows that saying yes to herself often requires saying no to what doesn't serve her. Her self-respect is evident in her choices. She surrounds herself with people who value her and treat her with kindness and fairness. She deeply understands that relationships are a reflection of how she views herself, so she doesn't tolerate disrespect or allow anyone to undermine her sense of worth. If she encounters negativity or manipulation, she doesn't engage or retaliate. Instead, she gracefully steps away, knowing that her peace is far more valuable than the approval of those who don't honor her. Valuing self-respect also means taking responsibility for her actions. She doesn't rely on others to validate her, nor does she allow external circumstances to dictate her behavior. Instead, she consistently aligns her decisions with her principles. Even when it's difficult, she speaks and acts with authenticity, ensuring that her words and actions reflect the person she truly is. Her self-respect shines in how she cares for herself. She prioritizes her physical, emotional, and mental well-being, knowing that neglecting herself diminishes her ability to thrive. She doesn't see self-care as selfish, but as necessary a way to maintain her enduring strength and resilience and clarity. This commitment to self-respect ensures that she is fully present and capable of giving her best in all areas of her life. Ultimately, a woman whose core values and life principles. Self-respect lives in, align with her beliefs and core values and life principles. She doesn't seek validation from the world, for she deeply understands that her worth is already established, her unshakable confidence and grace and unwavering sense of self. Inspire others not because she demands respect, but because she embodies it, a woman who masters. Emotional intelligence carries an enduring strength and resilience that extends far beyond intellect or physical ability. She deeply understands that the ability to navigate emotions her own and those of others is one of the most powerful tools she can possess. Emotional intelligence is not just about being aware of feelings, it's about using that awareness to foster understanding, build relationships, and make sound decisions. She begins with herself. She takes the time to understand her own emotions, recognizing them as signals rather than threats. Whether she feels joy, anger, sadness, or frustration, she doesn't suppress or ignore these emotions. Instead, she seeks to understand their source. This self-awareness helps her manage her reactions and ensures that her emotions do not control her decisions or interactions. Her emotional intelligence shines in how she communicates. She listens actively, not just to words, but to tone, body language, and the emotions beneath the surface. She doesn't rush to respond, but takes the time to process what she's hearing. During her replies are thoughtful and constructive. When she speaks, she does so with clarity and kindness, aiming to build connections rather than create conflict. She also demonstrates empathy, the ability to understand and share the feelings of others. This doesn't mean she takes on everyone's burdens, but she is present and compassionate. She can step into another person's perspective without losing her own. Her empathy allows her to be a source of comfort and wisdom, enduring strength and resilience, in her relationships and creating trust. A woman with emotional intelligence knows how to navigate conflict with grace. She doesn't avoid difficult conversations or pretend problems don't exist. Instead, she approaches challenges with a calm and solution-oriented mindset. She focuses on resolving issues rather than assigning blame, ensuring that every interaction moves toward healing and intentional personal growth and maturity. She is also resilient. While she feels deeply, she doesn't allow emotions to overwhelm her or dictate her actions. She acknowledges her feelings but remains grounded, knowing that challenges are temporary and can be overcome with patience and determination. Her emotional resilience allows her to recover quickly from setbacks and maintain a positive outlook. Her emotional intelligence is not limited to her personal life. It extends to every area of her existence. In her work, she uses it to lead, inspire, and collaborate effectively in her community. She uses it to create harmony and understanding by mastering her emotions and understanding the emotions of others. She becomes a bridge builder, some who can navigate the complexities of human relationships with wisdom and grace. This mastery doesn't happen overnight. It's the result of intentional effort and practice. But a woman with emotional intelligence knows that the effort is worth it. Her ability to understand and manage emotions not only brings her peace, but also empowers her to create meaningful connections, solve problems effectively, and live a life of impact and life purpose and inner drive. A woman who focuses on long-term goals possesses a long-term vision and spiritual clarity that goes beyond the immediate and the temporary. She deeply understands that life's most meaningful achievements require time, effort, and perseverance. Her decisions are not dictated by fleeting desires or momentary trends, but by a clear understanding of where she wants to go and what she wants to accomplish. She begins by defining her life purpose and inner drive. She takes the time to reflect on what truly matters to her, aligning her goals with her core values and life principles and passions. This clarity gives her direction and helps her prioritize what deserves her energy and attention. She is not easily swayed by distractions because her focus is fixed on the bigger picture. Her actions today are deeply connected to her long-term vision and spiritual clarity for the future. She deeply understands that every choice she makes, whether in her personal life, career, or relationships, either moves her closer to her goals or takes her further away. This awareness drives her to act intentionally, ensuring that her daily habits and routines contribute to her long-term success. She is patient, knowing that significant achievements take time. While the world around her may chase instant gratification, she is willing to delay short-term pleasures for lasting rewards. She views setbacks not as failures, but as opportunities to learn and refine her approach. This perspective keeps her motivated even when the journey feels long or challenging. Her focus on long-term goals also influences how she manages her resources. She uses her time, energy, and finances wisely. Recognizing that these are tools to help her build the future, she and long-term vision and spiritual clarities, she avoids unnecessary spending, unproductive activities, or commitments that don't align with her purpose. By staying disciplined, she creates the space of stability needed to pursue her dreams. She is strategic in how she navigates her path. While her vision remains constant, she is flexible in her methods. If one approach doesn't work, she adjusts and tries another. Her adaptability ensures that she can overcome obstacles and keep moving forward. No matter the circumstances, a woman focused on long-term goals also deeply understands the importance of surrounding herself with the right people. She connects with individuals who share her core values and life principles, support her ambitions, and inspire her to grow. These relationships become a source of enduring strength and resilience and encouragement, helping her stay on track and remain resilient in the face of challenges. She celebrates progress, no matter how small. By acknowledging each step she takes toward her goals, she builds momentum and reinforces her commitment. This attitude not only keeps her motivated, but also allows her to enjoy the journey rather than merely waiting for the destination. Ultimately, her focus on long-term goals gives her life direction and meaning. It provides her with a sense of life purpose and inner drive that sustains her through both triumphs and trials. Her unwavering commitment to her long-term vision and spiritual clarity ensures that no matter how much time it takes, she will create a life that reflects her deepest aspirations and core values and life principles. A woman who builds strong support networks deeply understands that no one achieves greatness in isolation. She recognizes the value of relationships that uplift, inspire, and guide her. These networks are not just social connections, but intentional partnerships that contribute to her intentional personal growth and maturity and success. She starts by surrounding herself with people who share her core values and life principles, and long-term vision and spiritual clarity. These are individuals who challenge her to grow, celebrate her victories, and stand by her. During challenges, she chooses her inner circle, wisely prioritizing quality over quantity for her. A few loyal and genuine connections are far more valuable than a crowd of superficial acquaintances. Her support network is diverse, reflecting the different aspects of her life. She builds relationships with mentors who offer wisdom and guidance, peers who share her journey and provide encouragement, and even mentees whom she can pour into and inspire. Each relationship serves a unique life purpose and inner drive, creating a balanced and dynamic community of support. She invests in these relationships with intention and care. She deeply understands that strong networks are built on trust, mutual respect, and reciprocity. She doesn't only seek what she can gain, but also looks for opportunities to give. Whether it's offering encouragement, sharing knowledge, or simply being present, she actively contributes to the well-being of those in her circle. A woman who builds strong support networks, also core values and life principles, effective communication. She listens with empathy, speaks with honesty, and resolves conflicts with grace. She knows that misunderstandings can weaken even the strongest bond, so she prioritizes clarity and compassion in every interaction. Her ability to communicate, enduring strength and resilience, ends her connection and fosters a sense of belonging and trust. She is discerning about who she allows into her network. While she is open to building new relationships, she also knows the importance of protecting her energy. She distances herself from negativity, toxicity, or relationships that drain rather than nourish. By maintaining these boundaries, she ensures that her network remains a source of enduring strength and resilience and positivity. Her support network extends beyond personal relationships to include professional and community connections. She seeks out groups, organizations, and communities that align with her goals and interests. By engaging with like-minded individuals, she expands her opportunities for collaboration, learning, and intentional personal growth and maturity. She also deeply understands the importance of gratitude in maintaining her network. She takes the time to acknowledge and appreciate the people who support her, whether it's through a simple thank you, a thoughtful gesture, or consistent effort to stay connected. She ensures that those in her circle feel valued and respected. Building a strong support network is not just about personal benefit. It's about creating a community where everyone thrives. A woman who masters this deeply understands that collective success is more powerful than individual achievement. Through her intentional efforts, she creates a foundation of relationships that inspire and empower and enable her to navigate life's challenges and opportunities with unshakable confidence and grace. A woman who practices financial discipline deeply understands that true freedom comes from managing her money wisely. She doesn't view money as something to be spent impulsively or chased after endlessly, but as a powerful tool that can either build her future or lead to unnecessary stress. She is intentional with every dollar, recognizing that small decisions compound over time to create long-term financial security. She begins by setting clear financial goals. Whether it's saving for a home, building an emergency fund, or investing for the future, she knows exactly what she's working toward. These goals serve as a guide, keeping her focused and grounded. When temptations to overspend or make impulsive purchases arise, she doesn't let her current circumstances dictate her financial decisions. Instead, she plans for the life she wants to create. Her spending habits reflect her core values and life principles and priorities. She is not swayed by the pressure to keep up with trends or impress others with material possessions. She distinguishes between needs and wants, ensuring that her purchases align with her long-term goals. Rather than offering fleeting satisfaction, she takes pride in living within her means, knowing that financial discipline today leads to greater opportunities. Tomorrow, she practices budgeting regularly, creating a plan that allocates her income in a way that supports our objectives. This includes setting aside money for savings, investments, and future opportunities while ensuring that her day-to-day expenses are covered. She avoids living paycheck to paycheck, instead choosing to manage her resources in a way that provides stability and peace of mind. Saving is a key part of her financial discipline. She doesn't wait until the end of the month to see what's left to save. Instead, she makes saving a priority by paying herself. First, she deeply understands that even small contributions to her savings can add up over time, building a foundation of financial security. She knows that financial discipline isn't just about accumulating wealth. It's about creating peace of mind, freedom, and opportunities for herself and her loved ones by making wise choices with her money. She ensures that she is not controlled by financial stress, but empowered to live a life of abundance, stability, and freedom. Exercise is another pillar of our health regimen. She moves her body regularly, not because she is focused on appearance, but because she deeply understands the countless physical and mental benefits of movement. Whether it's through walking, yoga, enduring strength and resilience training, or another form of exercise, she makes time for it as a non-negotiable part of her routine. Physical activity, enduring strength and resilience, and her muscles improves her cardiovascular health, boosts her mood, and keeps her mind sharp. Her mental and emotional health are just as important as her physical health. She practices self-awareness, checking in with her emotions and addressing them proactively when life's stresses build up. She takes time to recharge, whether through meditation, journaling, spending time in nature, or simply disconnecting from the demands of the world. She doesn't shy away from seeking support when needed, knowing that mental health is just as crucial as physical health. She creates boundaries to protect her health. This includes learning to say no when necessary, cutting back on unhealthy relationships, and reducing stressors that negatively impact her well-being. She knows that her peace of mind is priceless and that maintaining healthy boundaries is vital for preserving her mental and emotional health. She also prioritizes rest and recovery, understanding that sleep is a powerful healer. She makes sure to get enough rest to recharge and maintain balance. She knows that without adequate sleep, her body cannot function at its best, and her mind becomes foggy. Rest is not a luxury to her, it's a necessity for her overall health. A woman who makes health a priority also stays proactive about preventive care. She schedules regular checkups, listens to her body, and addresses any health concerns. Promptly, she believes in the importance of staying ahead of potential issues, rather than waiting for problems to arise. She takes responsibility for her health, seeking knowledge and resources to make informed decisions. Her healthy lifestyle is not just about the physical act of taking care of herself. It's about cultivating a mindset that core values and life principles, well-being. She deeply understands that making health a priority requires commitment, consistency, and self-discipline. She doesn't wait for the perfect moment to start. Instead, she integrates health into her daily routine, making choices that reflect her long-term vision and spiritual clarity for vitality and balance. Ultimately, by making health a priority, she creates a life where she can fully engage with her passions, relationships, and ambitions. She is not held back by fatigue, illness, or stress, but is empowered to thrive in all areas of her life. When health becomes her foundation, she builds a life that is sustainable, joyful, and full of possibility. A woman who stays adaptable deeply understands that life is unpredictable and ever-changing, and she embraces flexibility as a key enduring strength and resilience. She knows that rigid plans and expectations can often lead to frustration and missed opportunities. Instead, she sees change as an inevitable part of the journey and chooses to approach it with an open mind. And a willingness to adjust. This adaptability becomes a superpower, allowing her to navigate challenges with resilience and grace. She remains open to new ideas and perspectives, knowing that intentional personal growth and maturity often comes from stepping outside of her comfort zone. She doesn't become attached to a single way of doing things, but is constantly willing to learn and evolve. Whether it's in her career, her personal life, or her relationship, she deeply understands that what worked yesterday might not work today. And that's okay. Instead of resisting change, she finds ways to adjust her approach, leveraging new knowledge, tools, or strategies to move forward when faced with setbacks or unexpected circumstances. She doesn't panic or become discouraged. Instead, she steps back, evaluates the situation, and looks for alternative solutions. She has learned that obstacles are often opportunities and disguised chances to pivot, innovate, or reframe her perspective. She trusts in her ability to navigate through uncertainty, knowing that her ability to adapt will help her overcome even the most challenging situations. She also knows that staying adaptable requires letting go of perfectionism. She doesn't expect everything to go according to plan, and she deeply understands that mistakes and detours are part of the process rather than seeing them as failures. She views them as lessons that guide her intentional personal growth and maturity. She is willing to make adjustments and recalibrate when necessary, knowing that flexibility doesn't mean giving up. It means finding a better path forward in her relationships. Adaptability is key to maintaining harmony and understanding. She recognizes that people change, and she allows room for that intentional personal growth and maturity. She is patient and compassionate, adapting to the evolving dynamics of her connection with others, whether it's her family, friends, or colleagues. She deeply understands that fostering strong relationships requires a willingness to adjust her expectations and communicate openly in her career. Adaptability is just as crucial. The world of work is constantly shifting with new technologies, trends, and demands emerging regularly. She stays ahead by being proactive about learning new skills and staying current with industry changes rather than fearing the unknown. She embraces it, knowing that those who adapt are the ones who thrive. Her ability to pivot when necessary, whether that's taking on a new project, changing career paths, or adopting new methodologies, keeps her agile and ready for whatever comes her way. She is also adaptable in how she manages her time, And energy life doesn't always go as planned. And things don't always unfold the way she expects. Instead of stressing over what she can't control, she shifts her focus to what she can influence, adjusting her schedule or priorities as needed. This fluidity allows her to remain productive and engaged, no matter the circumstances. Ultimately, staying adaptable allows a woman to approach life with a sense of peace and unshakable confidence and grace. She doesn't feel overwhelmed by change, but instead sees it as a chance to grow, learn, and evolve. Her adaptability ensures that she can not only weather the storms that life brings, but also thrive through them, emerging stronger, wiser, and more capable. With every shift, a woman who leads with integrity is anchored by a strong sense of honesty, fairness, and ethical principles. She deeply understands that true leadership is not about wielding power or control, but about being a role model who inspires others through her actions and character. Her integrity is the foundation of her credibility and trustworthiness, allowing her to build relationships and influence people in a meaningful and lasting way. She is unwavering in her commitment to doing what is right. Even when it's difficult or unpopular, she doesn't compromise her core values and life principles for convenience or short-term gain. Her decisions are driven by a moral compass that aligns with her core beliefs, and she stands firm in her principles regardless of external pressures. She knows that integrity is not just about what she does when others are watching, but also about how she behaves when no one is around. She is consistent in her actions, ensuring that her words match her deeds, and her character is one of honesty and transparency in her leadership. She fosters trust by being open and transparent with those she leads. She doesn't shy away from difficult conversations or uncomfortable truths. Instead, she communicates openly, offering clarity and direction. While maintaining respect for others, she doesn't manipulate situations or hide information to benefit herself. Instead, she shares insights, decisions with honesty and integrity, earning the respect and loyalty of those around her. She leads with empathy and fairness, always considering the perspectives and needs of others. She doesn't play favorites or show bias. Instead, she treats everyone with equal respect, ensuring that her leadership reflects fairness and justice. She deeply understands that leadership is not about being superior to others, but about serving them, uplifting them, and helping them grow. Her integrity drives her to act in the best interest of the collective, not just herself or her own agenda. A woman who leads with integrity also takes responsibility for her actions. When she makes mistakes, she doesn't deflect blame or cover up the truths. She owns her errors, learns from them, and makes amends when necessary. Her humility and willingness to acknowledge her shortcomings only enhance her credibility and respect. She doesn't seek to be perfect, but she strives to be authentic and accountable. And this authenticity earns her the trust of those she leads in her relationships, both professional and personal. She holds herself to the same standard of integrity. She is dependable, reliable, and her word is her bond. People trust her because they know she can be counted on to act with honesty and honor. Her integrity builds the foundation for strong, enduring connections as people feel secure in the knowledge that she will always do what she believes is right. Even when it's challenging, she also leads by example, knowing that her actions set the tone for those around her. She doesn't ask others to do things she wouldn't do herself. Her leadership is reflected in the way she shows up in the world, with a strong sense of life purpose and inner drive, compassion, and a commitment to making decisions that are aligned with her ethical principles, she inspires others to act with integrity by modeling the behavior she expects of them. Ultimately, a woman who leads with integrity creates a legacy of trust, respect, and honor. Her leadership isn't defined by titles or accolades, but by the positive impact she has on those around her. She builds a foundation of trust that allows her to inspire and empower others, knowing that her enduring strength and resilience comes from staying true to her core values and life principles, and leading in a way that reflects the highest standard of ethical behavior. A woman who is decisive deeply understands the power of making clear, confident choices and acting on them swiftly. She knows that indecision can paralyze progress, creating unnecessary uncertainty and missed opportunities instead of dwelling on what might go wrong or second-guessing herself. Endlessly, she trusts her instincts and moves forward with conviction. She makes decisions with a sense of life, purpose, and inner drive, rooted in her core values and life principles and long-term goals, and she takes responsibility for those choices, knowing that each one shapes her path. She deeply understands that being decisive does not mean being reckless. It means gathering the necessary information, considering her options, and then choosing a course of action with unshakable confidence and grace. She doesn't waste time overanalyzing or waiting for the perfect moment, because she knows that in life there is rarely a perfect moment. She makes decisions based on the best information she has at the time and adapts as needed when new facts emerge. Her decisiveness is not driven by impulsiveness, but by clarity and unshakable confidence and grace in her judgment. She has a deep understanding of her priorities, and these guide her decisions, whether in her career, relationships, or personal life. Her ability to make decisions quickly keeps her moving forward, enabling her to take advantage of opportunities that others may hesitate to seize. She recognizes that action, even imperfect action, often leads to better outcomes than remaining stagnant out of fear or uncertainty. When faced with difficult choices, she doesn't shy away from the responsibility. She knows that leadership often requires making tough decisions. And while others may avoid confrontation or difficult choices, she embraces them. She trusts herself enough to take calculated risks and is unafraid of the consequences, whether positive or negative. If a decision doesn't work out as planned, she takes ownership of it, learns from the experience, and adjusts her approach accordingly. Being decisive also means having the courage to say no when necessary. She doesn't overcommit herself or take on tasks that don't align with her goals or core values and life principles. She recognizes the importance of protecting her time and energy, and she's not afraid to turn down opportunities or requests that would distract her from her priorities. Saying no is a powerful tool that keeps her focused and ensures that she can dedicate her efforts to what truly matters. She deeply understands that while she cannot control every outcome, she can control her response by being decisive. She avoids the trap of stagnation and frustration that comes with constantly weighing options without taking action. She doesn't let fear of failure stop her. Instead, she embraces each decision as an opportunity for intentional personal growth and maturity, knowing that every choice, whether successful or not, brings valuable lessons. Ultimately, a woman who is decisive creates momentum in her life. She makes progress by choosing to act even if it means facing uncertainty. She lives with the unshakable confidence and grace that each decision she makes, even if imperfect, moves her closer to her goals and dreams. Her decisiveness empowers her to take control of her future and to navigate life's challenges with a sense of life purpose and inner drive, resilience, and enduring strength and resilience. The world needs women who rise above fear, who embrace change, and who hold their vision steady in the face of adversity. You have the power to shape your future and influence the lives of those around you. Make your decisions with courage, lead with authenticity, and always stay true to the core values and life principles that guide you. The impact of a woman who follows these rules will not only transform her own life, but will leave a lasting legacy for generations to come. Stay strong, stay adaptable, and above all, stay true to who you are.